and in my celly every Sunday I prepared meals at our local YMCA.
Hello, my name is Samantha, and for my celly work, I sorted, packaged, and stocked pallets of food at the University District Food Bank.
Hi, my name is Ying, and for my celly work, I volunteered at PNA's hot meal program where I served hot meals to seniors at a senior center.
For a quick overview on food injustices speak on the unequal and systemic inequalities in food production, administration, and access. In our community engaged learning, we've seen these food injustices firsthand based in the Seattle and King County region. These food injustices are deeply connected to social, environmental, and economic impacts people face in our community.
There are many causes for food injustice in the Seattle area, both direct and indirect. One direct cause of food injustice is financial burdens. These are often heavily placed on immigrants, people of color, and families. There have also been a rising cost of living in Seattle. In Washington, it has the fourth largest grocery bill in the United States. Another direct cause of food insecurity is geographic location. Depending on where you live, you may not have as much access to transportation as others. For example, if you look at figure 1 of a map of Seattle, it shows the average travel time to the nearest healthy food retailer. In areas closer to the water, for example, like Georgetown, they usually have a longer travel time than those that live further inland. One indirect cause of food insecurity is household size. For those with bigger households with more people, often have to balance multiple needs like healthcare costs and housing. Another indirect cause of food insecurity is natural disasters. For example, floods and droughts can destroy crops and infrastructure. And global pandemics like COVID-19, for example, increase unemployment and make it harder to get access to food.
The biggest concern regarding food injustice is food insecurity. A report showed that one food insecure family spends $2,500 more annually in healthcare related costs than secure families. These health concerns also greatly impact workers. So with an increase in food insecurity, we can also see a lower workforce productivity, and those workers that have worsening health are less likely to be productive, which creates a cycle of poverty. And although this is hard to see in Seattle, where the economy is constantly growing, this is very common in developing countries such as Chad and Kenya.
There have been many environmental impacts in food productions. For example, there's been an increase in greenhouse gas emissions from agricultural practices like CAFOs or concentrated animal feeding lots that increase methane and ammonia in the environment, for example. There's also been increasing land demands to feed the growing population. This leads to an encroachment on important biomes like tropical rainforests, important for biodiversity. There's also been an increase in ocean acidification due to current inefficient irrigation systems like sprinklers, leading to a lot of runoff. And there's also been a lot of biodiversity loss from monoculture farming practices.
There are a lot of social impacts within higher rates of food insecurity, such as undernourishment, food prices, and health concerns. As figure 2 shows, a woman in the King County area, specifically Auburn, during the pandemic where food insecurity rates skyrocketed, and a lot of locals had to turn to their local food bank in order to access food. Food injustices are also social injustices to people of color, people facing houselessness or poverty, and people with serious health concerns, as these social factors cause them to face challenges that enable their access and availability to food.
We have proposed 2 solutions for tackling food injustices. The government can invest more money into food assistance programs. So here in the Seattle area, we have SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program provided by King County. And we also have the FAP, or Food Assistance Program, provided by the Washington State Department of Social and Health Services. With more funding from the government, food banks in Seattle can attain foods that reflect the population's preferences, because the top reason that food banks in Seattle report throwing out food was because it wasn't popular amongst the residents. You and I can also support and advocate for policies that address food insecurity and injustice. We can attend local protests, educate ourselves, vote, and just overall spread awareness on social media. Thank you for listening.